Okay, this is the last part of book 1. Miki Fall, Spring. And there will be a preview of book 2, Summer. Hiro walked me home that night, memories intact, and though I didn't get everything I wanted, a closer look at some of those notebooks would have been nice. I got what most mattered to me, an end to Hiro's ignoring me at school, and even better, the beginning of a much better friendship that we had before. And friendship, Hiro made clear, was exactly where things would stay. It was absolutely forbidden by order of Mother Freya herself for deliverers to fall in love with human beings. Not my ideal state of affairs, but hey, who was I to defy the goddess of love? As we walked along beneath the stars, I kept sneaking glances at Hiro, not because I wanted to guess his thoughts or imagine what he was feeling, just because, well, just because. Has Miki fallen too hard? Keep reading to find out more. Turn the page for a preview of Miki Falls, Book 2, Summer. It was on a hot summer night that I first saw how people lose love. You can't talk to me like that. I'll talk to you any way I want. And I don't mean that in a poetic sense. I mean saw it with my own eyes. It happened while Hiro and I were at the local Tanabata festival. Hiro had invited me to join him there, and had hinted that we'd be doing something a lot more interesting than throwing darts and eating yakisoba. There they are, heading toward the food stalls. The trick is to keep a good distance. Any closer than this and people know they are being followed. Hiro had been monitoring the couple for more than 9 weeks. Though he had never met either of them, he knew them intimately, for he had studied them with great care, keeping detailed records of how they treated each other, how they spoke to each other, even how they handled objects belonging to the other. Having weighed all the various facts against one another, Hiro had nearly made his decisions. See how fast he walks, even knowing the difficulty she has with those shoes. It wasn't like that before. He was far more considerate. No way. People's relationships can get the X based on how fast the guy walks. Of course not. It's only one among hundreds of factors. You'd be surprised, though, how important such seemingly trivial matters really are. Oh, look, He's buying her some shaved ice. Yes, it's a final test. Want to see if there's still any hope of keeping their love alive. A test. Don't tell me. If he orders it with strawberries, they get to stay together. But if it's red beans, they are finished. Don't be ridiculous. Anra's just going to make her drop the ice, that's all. Conchi's reaction will tell me all I need to know. Anra, Hero's hold spirit. The night she had taken the form of a that night she had taken the form of a firefly, and it was serving as Hero's eyes and ears, providing him with crucial information about the weakening love that yet remained between Conchi and Risa. So how does one get a total stranger to drop a bowl of shaved ice? Well, turns out if you happen to be a firefly, it's surprisingly easy. Okay, so let's keep reading book 2. Summer. Finished. Spring. Summer. Now. So where are we at? Shaved ice. Okay. It's surprisingly easy. You idiot. I'm sorry. If you want such a spaz all the time, this kind of stuff wouldn't happen. Lower your voice, Conchi. People are staring. Of course they're staring. They're staring because you just dumped a 450 yen bowl of ice all over the ground. Hey, calm down. It was an accident. All right? Yeah. What about the juice you threw in my face last week? That was different. I was trying to make a point. Hiro consulted his notes on the couple. Oh man, this is bad. It's a level 5 escalatory spat. They weren't supposed to start having these for several more days, according to my projections. I don't get it. They are just blowing off a little steam at each other, right? No, Miki. What you are seeing there is a dangerous surge in conflagrant aggression on both sides. These kinds of arguments, no matter how trivial they may seem, can sometimes extinguish love in a matter of minutes. And Enra darted back through the crowds to Hiro's side. I heard nothing, but the look on Hiro's face told me he was receiving extremely troubling news. No, not a death spiral. Not with all these people around. The death spiral? There's no hope for them now, Miki. Enra and I have to intervene now. Enra raced back to the scene of the spat, which had by now sure enough, billowed into a full-blown shouting match. Insensitive? Yeah, well, at least I'm not hypersensitive like you. Hiro raised one hand, closed his eyes, and began mumbling some sort of strange incantation. Well, if I'm such a drag to be around, why don't you just go find someone else? What makes you so sure I haven't? Hiro's mumbling grew faster and more intense. He clearly needed more time, but Risa and Kanchi's argument had taken on a life of its own. You can't talk me like that. I'll talk to you any way I want. And the two of them seemed determined to crash and burn as quickly as possible. Then, just as Hiro finished his last words, Risa turned and stormed off in tears. Next thing I knew, Hiro had grabbed me by the arm and was hurrying me away from the festival as fast as he could. We've got to get away from all those people. Gotta see if we captured it in time. When we got to the top of a winding stairway, Hiro pulled me into a narrow alleyway between two vacant houses. It's safe here. No one will see us. No one will see. Seconds, Anra joined us. She immediately assumed her usual appearance, or pretty close to her usual appearance anyway. She was ghostly, translucent, and there in the very center of her body, a tiny glowing fire flickered, like a flame that had lost its candle. It's still alive, just barely, but still alive. You mean that's their love their love? Yes. What's left of it anyway? We took it from Kanchi and Risa just before it went out altogether. Now Anra can preserve it, restore it, and prepare for delivery. Delivery? That's right. Tomorrow we deliver this love to a new couple, one that will, I sincerely hope, take far better care of it. It was one thing to be told of the deliverers, quite another to actually see one in action. What can I say? I never witnessed anything incredible in all my life. But the really amazing thing, the thing that made it next to impossible to get to sleep that night, was knowing that my journey into Hiro's secret world had only just begun.